Hi everybody, Natalia at outstandingcrochet.com. First and foremost, I want to thank you for buying my pattern. Thank you so much. And secondly, I want to give you some introductory information about making these wrist warmers. So the wrist warmers are made from the top down, and you can customize by making this section shorter or longer. But keep in mind, if you make it shorter, this wrist section becomes longer if you want to complete this branch in full, and on the opposite side, if you make the section longer, that section will be shorter. But in that case, you have an option to make a longer version of wrist warmers. It's about 5 centimeters to 2 inches longer, and we will talk later about this longer version. So let me show you the coverage you get with standard instruction if you don't make any customization. So here is the section. Check out how it covers your finger. Again, you can make it longer or shorter. After you complete the section, you add thumb foundation and you proceed making wrist warmer along with the thumb and making decreases in each round, 2 stitches, one at this side and one at this side, until you have no thumb stitches left. And then you finish your wrist warmer by making this section. Without fastening off, you make an edging here and then join for the finger side edging. If you have narrow wrists and you like your wrist warmers to be more fitted around this wrist area, you have an option of adding a wrist rib just on the back side of your wrist warmers. It's optional, but I have these instructions in the pattern. So let's talk a little bit about measurements you have to take. The most important measurement is the circumference of your palm. For me, it's about 20 centimeters. Another measurement, if you want to make the wrist rib, is a distance from your thumb base to your wrist, to that first crease on your wrist. For me, it's about 6 centimeters. Or you can just choose to follow standard instructions. The third measurement you might need, if you make a longer version, you will have to measure a circumference of your arm at a certain distance from the beginning of your wrist, from that first crease. The instructions are in the pattern. There is a formula you can use to calculate how many increases you have to make. When you're choosing a size, consider which version you're making, multicolored version or one color version. Because if you're making a multicolored version, doesn't matter how much you stretch your work as you go, it's still a stranded crochet. You carry that second yarn through all the stitches and it inevitably will be less stretchable. So if you're making a multicolored version, consider to choose size that is closest to your palm circumference. And if you're making a one color version, it would be more stretchable, so you can choose one size down for better fitting. One last thing, on the title page of the wrist warmers pattern, you will find a link to a Facebook pattern support group in which I will be hosting a make-along event for Hedera mittens and Hedera wrist warmers in November 2020. So if you have any questions, if you want to see other people's progress, please consider to join in. And if you bought this pattern after that event took place, it's still a good idea to join in if you have questions, if you want to see any extra materials that might surface during this event, or just to see pictures of all the wrist warmers and mittens already been made. So consider to join in, and thank you for watching.